Bem-vindos à segunda parte da entrevista com o Dr. Hew Lean falando sobre o Ho'oponopono da identidade própria. Bons estudos.
Maybe zillions of lifetime Eve says to Adam, come on, we got to eat that because I think he's keeping a secret from us. And then along comes the so-called serpent part of the, yeah. So finally, they eat it. And then Jesus, or not, sorry, I take that back. God comes along and in his long robe and you can hear him swishing. And then he said, he goes, there's a difference in vibration in this. And Adam says what? What does Adam say? Adam says, she made me do it. She made me do it. And that's the story of women. Abused, neglected.
Scapegoated.
But she made me do it. And so women end up, for example, with menopause, rage. That's rage. That's the kind of stuff that can be prevented. But that's rage.
Menopause is rage?
Yep. So I just throw that in, yeah, for good measure. Rage.
Prevented by cleaning?
Oh yeah, it could be worked on, but you know, it's better to work on it before than wait till towards the end. All of a sudden, this is.
You mean the cessation of menses is rage, or the symptomology?
It's rage. This.
You're talking about hot flashes and stuff
yeah,
like that.
it's rage.
Symptoms.
Yes.
Yeah, rage. It isn't, quote, natural. It's not a natural state. I can't imagine God would create somebody, and create you and say, I'm going to make you suffer. I can't imagine that. So where did it come from? Well, it came from, she made me do it.
So we have a lot of Ho'oponopono.
You got more than a lot. Yeah.
So that's women's rage towards men. What about men's rage towards women?
Well, but see now you're moving in a way. The question I would ask if I were a woman, what's going on in me that I can clean this thing up? As opposed to looking outside and say, why did you do that to me? And you should get your act together.
Yeah, actually, sorry, Rick. One of the questions that crosses my mind is, why is it that we have that degree of rage towards each other, fellow human beings?
But you're speaking data. You're engaged. You're wrapping this up as opposed to you can let it go. I love you. Thank you. Whatever you can. I love you. But we have an addiction. The addiction is so intense. We grab things. How come? Have you ever read Chekhov, the Russian short story? That's the theme in all of his stories. How come? Why? Why did they cut down that forest? Why are they doing that? Why is it that we can't get along? Why is it that we suffer when if we were friends, everybody would profit from that? Well, the why is it's old data playing, and we're stuck in it. Yes. And if you grab it like the Greeks do, we're gonna analyze it like I was trained when I got a PhD at University of Iowa. You're going to grab it and try to make sense of it. You can't. 11 million for which you are clueless. And so the idea is Jesus, Moses, all these great sages come along to hello, let go. But,
So have you set aside your analytical processes?
no, you see, I'm still here. What are you talking about? Yeah, I'm still here. If I had let that all go, I wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be here either.
If you were going to ask you a really rich question, what question would you ask yourself?
Who am I?
And how would you answer it?
I am infinitely zero. I'm an exact copy of the source, the infinite. I'm an exact copy. That means I'm perfect in every way. My problem is not me. My problem is the data in me.
Are you an individuated perfection?
What does that mean?
do we have any individuated aspects?
One more time.
Did God create us individually?
Yeah, of course. So God created you, and your rhythm is very different from hers. Your rhythm is different from the chair, of course.
And so even at zero limits, I still have a rhythm that is unique
Absolutely.
to this.
And you have a rhythm for which then you have a certain purpose for which only you can fulfill. And if you don't fulfill it, then we're all stuck. Yeah. But each of us, like Marvin and me, this chair, we have been given the gift of this lifetime to take ourselves back. What Shakespeare says, to thine own self be true. And who are we? We are like an exact likeness of the divine, which is we're zero infinite. That's what we're nothing. My mother used to say that to me when I used to go surfing and come home late. You're nothing, you're nothing. But now I realize I'm nothing.
She was right all along.
And that was a good thing, right?
Always listen to your mother.
I mean, she was vociferous about that. You're nothing. And finally, I'm 70, and I'm finally going, wow, my mother had that insight, and it took me 70 years to get it. Yeah.
Is this, I know that this is a revised version of Ho'oponopono that you work with, and I'm wondering whether or not the method that existed, and I have a small familiarity with the previous version of Ho'oponopono.
Tell me what the previous version is.
My understanding of it is that a group of people would get together if there were misunderstandings among them, and there would be a person standing in as a facilitator, and it would depend upon that.
More like a guard.
Oh, okay. The guard would ensure that a smooth process unfolded so that people would come to some kind of understanding.
Yeah.
In some workshops that I've taken that have been about Huna and
There's no such thing as Huna.
oh, there isn't.
No. That's made up by some white person.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I was wondering if in the previous version, the earlier version of Ho'oponopono, before Hawaii was infiltrated by foreigners,
Visited by
foreigners,
Yeah.
if you think that perhaps things were different than
Well,
if a society evolved that was perhaps more enlightened.
listen, if you look at across the culture, across all the cultures that we have in this great village called mankind, you will find only two models, and one model is very rare, and that model is you got to go talk to a guru to get to talk to the divinity, right?
Right.
This one you can talk directly. You don't need a guru, you don't need a coach, you don't need a master, you don't need any of those. You don't even need, if I'm angry with him, I don't need him because the anger is in me.
Right.
So why would I? So the thing I liked about this when I heard about it 20-something years ago was, wow, it's just my own stuff, and I can go directly to divinity who can erase it, you know? Yeah. So the Ho'oponopono that we teach, you're on your own, but you got a good coach called God. Yeah. You can talk directly, and only that force in you can erase. There's no guru, there's no master, there's no pope, there's nobody can erase. Only the divinity in you can do that. So I'm going to talk to why should I go to an in-between? A wholesaler.
You have a whole team of people, do you not, who do the Ho'oponopono work with you?
I'm part of a group of people who we have developed over the last 25 or 26 years. Some of them are coordinators, like my friend Marvin here, who does most of the work. He has to listen to all these telephone calls, get these emails, and I'm glad I don't have to. That's not my part. I wasn't created for that, thank God. But so, and then we have also coordinators who can teach, so coordinate teach. And then we have people who teach who don't coordinate. And then we have key people who are key people because of the cleaning that they have been assigned to do, not because of anything else, but they are important people in terms of cleaning. If we can get them involved in the cleaning, we will have an easier result. Yeah, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. Yeah.
So these people are particularly skilled at cleaning?
Not that they're skilled, they're the worst people on the planet. Really? They said, okay, let's get the worst people on the planet to do the cleaning. Wow, I think that's wonderful, don't you think so? So, we have the biggest troublemakers in the cosmos helping with the cleaning. Yeah, I'm serious. Yeah. So why, when he said, why would I? Jesus came and said, why would I fall in love, be in love with somebody that already loves me? I'm going to go look for somebody who hates me. So we got a lot of people who are kind of that category who can clean because that's what they've come to do.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's inspiring.
You suppose she got that?
No. I didn't.
Can you share that with her?
Did you get it?
Yeah, go ahead, share that with her.
I don't understand.
That there are people who so want to clean up themselves and they have so much work to do that their cleaning really transforms the planet because how much they have to clean.
Yeah. Yeah. And without their cleaning, it would take a longer
They are big
time.
vacuum cleaners.
Yeah. Mangungus vacuum cleaners. And they only showed up over the last 30 years. But Marvin is not one of those. He's one of those finite. He has that.
I can see that.
He has one of those French.
He swivels, really.
Yeah, he swivels. But he's very good at the swiveling.
Yes.
That's why he showed up.
Mm-hmm.
So Marvin, we haven't let you get a word in edgewise here. Would you like to share a little bit about your experience in doing Ho'oponopono?
Well, I don't know where to start, but it's something that I'm just very thankful for the divinity to give me as a tool to get back to where I'm supposed to be with God. I'm just in awe to have this kind of tool to be able to go back to Him, basically. It just transforms my life, So used to be, I would, for anything that happens, I would look at other people, other than myself, to point a finger to and say, you did it, instead of looking at me.
Right.
So it just changed the whole thing. So it's just cleaning. It's just about cleaning. So that's all I can say.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
And boy, is there cleaning to do.
Tons of them.
You know,
No matter what you do, there's always tons of them.
you have people who are signing up, who want to know this or that, and I'm glad Marvin got that area covered.
So you get to just show up and do the work.
Well, but I get to do my part, which is not easy.
Yeah.
Because what you're dealing with is the addiction for engagement.
The addiction for engagement, did you say?
Yes. Yeah. Like
As
you want to wrap your hands around it.
Yeah.
You want to get a hold of it.
Yeah.
And the realization is people cannot help it.
Right.
So somebody's got to get to the cleaning, and so the idea is that's my responsibility, his responsibility. So one of the things that we say to the staff in the class, hello, do your cleaning, don't be asking any questions at the engagement. If they're willing to do the cleaning, the class usually goes fairly smoothly. So, because they can catch areas for which I'm not even conscious of, they can pick it up in there. How many people we have this weekend, staff?
We have 4,
Yeah,
including me 5,
yeah.
and
Well,
then my kids are volunteers.
yeah. But it's the cleaning that's going to get us through this weekend, because if we're doing our cleaning, then they will get the information directly from the source, as opposed to getting it from us.
Lao Tzu once said that to become knowledgeable is to acquire information constantly, but to become wise is to let go of information constantly. That would be similar to Ho'oponopono.
Yeah. So, but more importantly, if you're at 0, you allow everybody else to be at 0, and they get their own information, as opposed to you're thinking you're going to deliver the information. If you're coming from, I got the information, I'm going to deliver it to you, you're going to be in trouble. It's going to be a long weekend. Because if I'm willing to clean along with the 5 other people, the room will get what it needs, the chairs will get what it needs. I mean, really, so profound. The floor, the building, the Sheraton will get it, the land will get it, San Jose this will go out and out and light up the whole world.
Yes, it's beautiful.
Yeah, tough to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a point in Zero Limits where you mentioned, where it is mentioned,
I like that better, yes.
that when you were doing cleaning, sometimes you would feel pain in your body.
Yeah,
And I've been working with I love you, I'm sorry, please
Yeah.
forgive me, thank you for,
yeah,
with a fair bit of dedication,
Yeah.
not as much as you probably, but
yeah,
for about 8 months now.
yeah,
And I noticed times where I would feel, it felt like I would describe it as an energy knot that would
Yeah.
congeal and harden and intensify in my body.
yeah,
And as I kept on doing cleaning,
yeah.
that it would sort of dissipate. Is this a common pattern that you?
I think it's different for everybody. Yeah, that's the thing I love about the Ho'oponopono, is that there's no one program for everybody. Everybody is their own program. And so the program is to really erase the data, to get everybody back to 0. And once they get back to 0, they'll be awed by who they are. They'll fall in love with themselves. They'll be grateful. That's like the word aloha for the Hawaiians. Some Hawaiians, I should be careful. Some Hawaiians, when you say aloha, you're actually saying alo means to be in the presence and ha means God. So when people say aloha, you're actually saying I'm in the presence of God. So the Ho'oponopono is to be in the presence of God, and you have to recognize that everything is really God made. And if you mess around with them, it's going to come back and swat you. Yeah. Best to say, ah. Yeah.
Do you meditate, Dr. Hew Lean?
I meditate with my eyes open. Yeah.
There are times when I do meditate,
Yeah.
and there are times when you sort of get into a spaciousness sort of state of being, where it feels very peaceful and open and connected. And I'm just curious if that is a state of being that would be similar to what you're describing.
Maybe unique to you, maybe unique to other people. Other people will get it differently. We will be teaching a meditation process in this weekend's class, but the meditation is about cleaning. So let's say we take it through, and you sit there, and people, there was one lady in Australia would say, but what do you focus on? I said, you don't focus on anything, but you got to focus on something. I said, well, be my guest. But basically, you go and you do the meditation, so that whatever comes up will get cleaned up. As long as you're in that meditation, you can bring it to an end. But as long as you're in that meditation, it's a cleaning process. You're sitting there and all kinds of stuff will come up. It's going to get cleaned up. As opposed to sitting there and going, oh my God, do I have to put up with that thought form? But not the Ho'oponopono. Ho'oponopono, everything is about cleaning, including the meditation. That's why I love doing it. I do it zillions of times a day, just for that. Like that. Yeah. But I only do it for cleaning. I really want to get back to my original state, which is purity of heart. Yeah. Yeah. But I think the most important question is, who am I? If you have no idea about that, you'll always suffer. You can't get home. You can't get home. I mean, that's the most important question in creation. Who am I? You know? So the Ho'oponopono is about saying, hello, this is who you are. You're perfect already. The garbage that you experience is not you, just data. They go, huh? and then they go, wow, thank God. How about guilt, Dr. Hew Lean? Data. Yeah. What about, I was doing a class with Joe Vitale, and something phenomenal happened. Something that I was moved by. So towards the end, a man in the back of the room says, how do you, I think, not quite if I'm doing it correctly, accurately, how do you clean with if I have the experience of having sexually molested my granddaughter? I went, wow, there it is. That's the truth, like nobody's business. So I had a chance to clean with that. And he did it kind of like, up it came. And I thought it was beautiful. Yeah.
What are some of the most wonderful experiences that you've had over these 30 years?
Probably realizing more and more that this lifetime is really a gift. And it's a gift for cleaning. It's a gift of going home. It's taken me years to kind of realize that this lifetime is truly a gift from the divine, and it's a gift to make amends, and I'm willing to do it. Yeah. I've met some interesting people over the years, but I would say that probably for me is realizing that this lifetime is really a gift. And another gift is the cleaning process. Another gift is identity. And then realizing that we are carbon copies of this pure, perfect source. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes.
Do you have experience of moments or blocks of time where you feel yourself as source?
As what?
As divinity? That being in a state of consciousness, perhaps where you would be merged with your high self, your conscious mind and your high self would open up a window of perception?
I have moments of feeling love for myself. I have moments of feeling love for my children. I mean, a kind of love where you have no attachments. That I have this experience of experiencing God's love for my children. I've had that experience. I've had the kind of experience of God's love for me.
Is it possible that God is the only thing that loves?
Oh, that's absolutely so. So God is love. Everything else is a mimic.
I've heard it said that love is looking with the eyes of God and seeing God.
Yeah, but that's what Jesus said. Seek ye first God. Blessed are the pure in heart. 0, for they shall see God, but the God in them is seeing God. And I've had those experiences. They've come and gone. Mostly I feel like caught up in data and so, which I need to clean. Yeah. Yeah. When you travel the world, you're always apt to have a lot of garbage come up. Yeah. Like one of the garbage I deal with, and I clean with it before I show up, and I've been cleaning with it for almost 3 decades. Is this notion that you can come to an appreciation of God by grasping, right? Through the grasping process, the engagement process. It can't be done. It can't be done.
It's a surrender.
Yeah, not that. For me, it's a letting go. It's taking 100% responsibility to just let go. And it's not easy to let go, because the letting go, for example, some people will say, well, I'm clean, but I don't get any result. Well, as they're talking to me, I'm cleaning, what would we be cleaning with? Intention, so I'm cleaning with intention. The person is cleaning with a certain intention. Okay, I'm cleaning with, when people tell me that, I'm cleaning with, God is not a concierge. You don't say to God, I'm going to clean it, I want this color, this, but I want it to look like this, and yeah, there you go. You look, yeah. So I get to work on that because I didn't realize I had it. And so people will show up in my life if I don't get really stuck in, what the hell are they talking about? As opposed to, oh, what's going on in me? That's coming up that I can work on. That's the tough one. Yeah.
Does anyone help you clean?
What does that mean?
Do you have someone that either sets an
Hold
environment,
space for you,
holds
or?
space?
I think there's someone, actually there are 2 or 3 people that I work with that we do cleaning when things come up. You know, if there are things that, for example, if a request comes from, like, I got a request from Singapore. Singapore, there's a banker there that wants us to come. And so I do the cleaning, and then I give that information to 2 or 3 people, and they can do it. And so we can get the information because we're the baddest guys on the earth. So we clean up, and then to see whether it's correct to do. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.
Not at all. Not at all. I enjoyed it. I'm grateful. Got a chance to clean.
All good.
I've heard the questions before.
I'm sure you have.
Yeah.